So we are now in the do as I say, not as I used to do phase of the NFL.
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go. Hard work, work. Everybody doing it right. Hard work, work, work. That's what you say. Hard work, work, work. Earn more pay. Hard work, work. Hard work. Do it every day. Hard work, work. Get up out of 2:45. Hard work, work. Let it go and earn more pay. Hard work, work. Boots on.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? You're tuned to the Sports Talk of Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Hold on. There we go. Follow me on the tick and the talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel at Big Sarge Media. Follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Because, you know, we do everything for the gram. And make sure you are subscribed to the Locked On Texans podcast and to the Locked On Texans YouTube page. What's going on, y'all? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's go. Let's see who we got up in here. Good morning. I love the title of this. Well, hello, Marcus. Glad you can make it on time this time. Thank you. Thank you, blood. Wait, can I say that, Marcus? You know what? I'm okay. Good morning. What's good, everybody? Look, that same thing I said. They call me Mr. Nobody. Alexis, that's the same thing I say. Marcus on time today. Hey, Alexis was first. Sorry, Marcus. Leaning to the hill. Turn, everyone. What up, Larry? Let's just become the Detroit Pistons of the league. Morning. Bro, you something else. Y'all make me laugh. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, listen. So, I got something written down right here, right? I got something written down because y'all know how I like to start my show. I like to start my show with something else before we even get to talking to sports. And today I wanted to talk about, so there's this guy at the gym, right, who told me that over Thanksgiving, him and his ex-wife went on a trip with his ex-wife's husband and his new girlfriend. They all went on a trip together. And I'm saying to myself, wait, how is that supposed to happen? But wait, whoa. We're not going to get into that. I'm going to save that. Hold on. What's up, Red? I'm going to save that. So remember, Alexis, Marcus, they call me Mr. Nobody, Joseph, Red, Larry, remind me on Wednesday's show to get back to talking about this guy that I looked at crazy and I said, well, how does that work? I don't think that worked for black people, but how does it work for Anglo-Americans? Like, we're going to have to talk about that, y'all. I'm telling you right now, we're definitely going to have to, let me fix my shirt. We're definitely going to have to talk about that. We're going to have to get back to that on Wednesday's show. And I'm saying that because we got a lot of stuff that we need to address. And you know what? Let me tell y'all how I know I'm damn good at my job. Because everybody wants to paint me as a Texans fan. Ain't nothing wrong with being a Texans fan. I got that, right? Ain't nothing wrong with being a Texans fan. I've been a Cowboys fan because that's all I know. But I do my job to the point where, and you all who supported me throughout all this time, y'all know when I'm doing my job, I don't have a team. I don't root for anybody. I'm just doing my job. And my job is to cover the Houston Texans and the Houston Rockets. That's my job. So when I'm covering the Houston Texans, and look, don't get me wrong. Hell, I just got into it with somebody on YouTube about that. How can a Cowboys fan be covering the Texans? Because if you're good at your job, you don't have a team. And if you just looking strictly, there are a lot of strictly fan-based podcast shows, platforms out there that you can follow, and ain't nothing wrong with that. They got some good content over there too. But if you're looking for that over here, if you're looking for me to just stroke your ego, pause, to make you feel like Diddy at one of his freak offs behind the Texans, pause, to make you feel like you're in a room with Orlando Brown, double pause, no Diddy, no, you know what else. Hey, so like if you want to feel that way, you at the wrong, you on the wrong show. And the great thing about the great thing about Beyonce's internet is that you can always keep scrolling. You can always go find what you like and what you want. But I'm damn good at my job. Y'all know how good I am in my job. I got Jacksonville Jaguar fans mad at me saying, "Yeah, that's why your team." One guy said, when y'all seen the post that I made, where I said that, "Hey, dear Jacksonville fans, while you're celebrating the fact that Azeez Al-Shaair is going to be suspended for 3 games, when he comes back, his team is going to be prepared for a playoff run, while yours is going to be preparing to hire a new coach." Well, yeah, y'all will be preparing for a first round exit. Well, semantically speaking, you're right, because the team I root for ain't making the playoffs. Like the team that I'm a fan of is the Dallas Cowboys. They're not making the playoffs. We already know that. Hey, listen, if you listen to what Micah Parsons is saying, Micah Parsons has a podcast to sell, right? So of course he's going to sell that. Now he's going to make you come to his podcast any way he can. So semantically speaking, you're right. My team is going to take a first round exit. Now, the team I cover, I don't know if that's the case. We're talking strictly about the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I said, what you should be worried about is the fact that y'all have sucked since after the bye week, which was after week 8 of the 2023 NFL season. Jacksonville is 5-16. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 16. You pissed away the AFC South. You pissed away a playoff opportunity. You cried throughout the whole offseason. And then you said, we've gotten better. We added this, we added that. We're going to do good. Doug Peterson made y'all all these promises. And then what happened? You done won 2 games this season. 2. You won 2 games. You've lost 10. You're on a 4-game losing streak. And you're celebrating Azeez being suspended and not focused on your own team losing. Didn't we talk about that on Monday? Didn't we say on Monday, hey, Jaguar fans, hey, come closer to whatever apparatus you're watching me on or listening to me on. Your team overall as a label, an artist, and a crew. And if you ain't down with, then some of y'all don't know Tupac. Anyway, your organization as a whole has been horrible for a very long time. There's a reason why you got multiple first-round picks on your team. Have you ever looked at your organization? Like, in the last 20 years, what have y'all... You know what? I'm going to do y'all one even better. Let's look. Jacksonville Jaguars record. Let's see. Don't worry about Jaguar fans. I got y'all. Here we go. Let's go to Pro Football Reference. Y'all would say that's pretty accurate, right? So Jacksonville came into existence in 1995. They're celebrating their 30th season. Do you know what their record is from 1995 to right now? Take some time. I'll let you guess. Put it in the comments. You know what? Before I even say it, let me see if y'all can guess it. Can y'all guess it? Well, what do y'all think the record is for the Jacksonville Jaguars over the last 30 years? Like their overall record. You know what? Let me help y'all out. I'm going to help you out. They've played in 479 games. They played in 479 games. What do you think their record is? I'm gonna give. Hey, don't worry. I'll wait. I don't have to be anywhere till 10:45, and that's because Houston Texans general manager Nick Caserio is speaking today. Y'all got. Don't worry. Drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments. What do y'all think their records are? I know. Let's see. They played a total of 479 games. 479 games in 30 years. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't worry, y'all. I'm right here, y'all. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere till I got to be out of here so I could be at NRG by 10:45. All right. Don't worry. Let's go ahead because we got some other things that we need to talk about. We ain't gonna spend all our time on the Jaguars. They're not that important. And I will have a conversation with any Jacksonville Jaguars fan away from being Big Sarge and as Brian, the Dallas Cowboys fan. I wish a Jacksonville fan would fix their lips to say anything to me. I don't pull out the rings and talk about the Super Bowl appearances and all that, but I will with you all. He ain't lost more Super Bowls than you done been to. So, with that being said, they played 479 games in their 30-year existence. 30 years. They're 200 and 279. 200 and 279. They 79 games under 500 in 30 years. In 30 years, you had 10 winning seasons. That means 10 seasons above 500. And I gave you one because one year you went 8-8. I gave you that. 10 seasons. 10 out of 30 years. 30 years you've been in existence, you have 10 winning seasons. And y'all got the nerve to talk? What are we doing here? What are you talking about? The way that you all ended 2023 and the way that you all have played in 2024 is a prime example of what your franchise is. You don't have a winning culture. So yes, hey, celebrate the fact that Azeez Al-Shaair was suspended. I get that part. All right, cool. But leave me out of it. You know what? Let me take that back. You know what? I'm not going to be a hypocrite. Listen, I'm not going to be John Runyon, okay? I'm not going to be John Runyon. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. So let me just go ahead and say this, all right? Let me go ahead and say this. I said leave me out of it. But you know what? I'm putting myself in some things, so I'm here. So hey, look, I'll go back and forth with you. Y'all don't understand. I'm petty. Petty man. Yeah, that's me. Petty Bridgewater, Petty Pendergrass. I'm petty. My mind constantly turns petty to the point where sometimes I'm having conversation and I'll be like, don't be petty. Don't be petty. Hey guy, don't be petty. Y'all know how many times the people inside of my head have to duct tape the petty person down in my head? Come on now. I digress. Once again, tune into the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge, and on today's show, all right, everybody's heard the news, right? Everybody knows the news. And give me 1 second. I need to pull something up on my page. I need to pull something up on my Twitter page. Here we go. Okay, so I got that queued up. All right, so for those of you all who haven't heard, if this is your first time hearing it, according to multiple sources, according to the NFL, Houston Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair has been suspended for his hit on Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence. He's been suspended 3 games without pay. He probably will appeal it. He maybe be able to get it down to 2 games. And before we get into the suspension and what I really want to talk about, the Houston Texans can only hope that he can get that suspension reduced to 1 or 2 games. Because when they come out of this bye week, they're going into one of the toughest stretches of their schedule. And they have to play Miami, then they have to play Kansas City, and then they have to play Baltimore. And all of that is within a 10-day span. Within a 10-day span. When you look at, they're coming out of that bye week, they could probably beat Miami without Azeez. But when you're going up against Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, and anytime Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce is on the field together, that's hard for any linebacker. But you need the quarterback of your defense on the field. And so if he can get that down to just missing maybe the Miami and the Kansas City game and being back for the Christmas Day game against Baltimore, that would be good. But if not, that's going to be a hard 3-game stretch, and getting him back for Tennessee, getting him ready to play in the playoffs. They got to get this thing reduced. They got to appeal. They got to do something. Somebody got to call in, some favors. Hey, y'all drop it in the comments. I don't remember or not. Hey, did D'Amico ever play with Jon Runyan? Did D'Amico ever play on the Eagles with Jon Runyan? I can't remember. If you can remember, please drop that in the comments. And I also said this after what D'Amico said on Monday during his press conference, and everybody's seen it by now, so I don't need to rehash and hear about what he said about it being twofold, about the situation being twofold. I know everybody's heard those comments, and that was a great statement. And I'm not just saying that because I'm around D'Amico a lot, but that was a great statement, because what he said was right. What he said was, hey, you don't want to see dirty plays, you don't want to see late hits, you don't want to see that type of thing. But on the flip side, you've also got to tell these quarterbacks that they need to get down. They need to get down in a timely manner, and they're trying to hedge the rule by, just getting, right there while the defender is coming at full speed, and then get down. So they're going to get the yards that they picked up on the scramble on top of getting an additional 15 yards. And we've seen there's been multiple occasions on where the quarterback has faked the slide, or fake like they're going out of bounds, and the defender pulls up and then he runs and gets extra yards. We've seen too many instances where that has happened, and there's no penalty for that. But if the defender hits the quarterback, then they're in trouble. And so what D'Amico was saying, and D'Amico was taking up for his player, and he also, the comments that he made about Azeez being, jumped by the Jaguar players and being dragged into some things. I get it. That's just, what I said on the Locked On Texans podcast, on Tuesday edition of the Locked On Texans podcast. That's just a linebacker being a linebacker. That's just a coach the defending one of his players. So, that part, the twofold part, I definitely understand it. And D'Amico made a great point with that. And so, everybody has heard everybody has heard the comments that D'Amico has made about this situation. And so, and real quickly, before I get into the hypocrisy of the league, and especially the hypocrisy of former NFL player Jon Runyan, who had some very strong things to say. You know what? Let me say that first, and then I gotta, y'all. I'm getting I have to write things down. Cool. Let's go ahead and read what the actual statement from the NFL says real quickly. Why am I doing this? Why am I about to read this? Y'all give me a second. Y'all know how we do it here. I'm just gonna share my screen. Now everybody else can see it too, for those of you all who are watching. Azeez Al-Shaair of the Houston Texans has been suspended without pay for 3 games for repeated violations of rules intended to protect the health and safety of players, promote sportsmanship, including Sunday's game against Jacksonville Jaguars. All right. Now remember that. Remember this part. He has 3 games for repeated violations of rules intended to protect the health and safety of the players, because I have an example. NFL Vice President of Football Operations John Runyon issued the suspension. In a letter to Al-Shaair, Runyon, who noted that Al-Shaair has had multiple offenses for personal fouls and sportsmanship related rules violation in recent seasons, wrote, during your game against the Jacksonville Jaguars on December 1st, with 4:20 remaining in the second quarter, you were involved in a play that the league considers unacceptable and a serious violation of the playing rules. Video shows you strike in the head neck area of Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence after he clearly goes down in a feet first slide. You led with your forearm and helmet and delivered a forceful blow to the head neck area of your opponent when you had time and space to avoid such contact. After the illegal hit, you proceeded to engage in a brawl, which you escalated when you pulled an opponent down to the ground by his face mask. After the referee announced that you were disqualified for the hit and your unsportsmanlike acts, you removed your helmet and re-engaged with your opponent while walking down and across the field, which started another physical confrontation near the end zone. This is the part that I have a problem with. All that other stuff, cool. I even said, hey, Azeez should have been, he should have gotten a penalty, he should have gotten ejected, and he should be suspended for at least one game. I said that all throughout Monday's show. You can go back and watch it for yourself. I have said, hey, he should have been suspended. This is the part that got me, especially coming from John Runyon. Your lack of sportsmanship and respect for the game of football and all those who play, coach, and enjoy watching it is troubling and does not reflect the core values of the NFL. Your continued disregard for NFL playing rules puts the health and safety of both you and your opponent in jeopardy and will not be tolerated. All right. Y'all remember that part. I'm going to come back to that. Let's start with this, though. The part where he says, who noted her? Oh, what did it say? Oh my God, I just had it earlier. Al-Shaair of the Houston Texans has been suspended without pay for 3-game violation intended to for repeated violations of rules intended to protect the health and safety of players. Now, let me start right there. So I was talking to one of my colleagues yesterday, right? We were talking about this after the D'Amico Ryan press conference. And he said, well, Azeez has a history. Azeez punched Roschon Johnson in week 2. He hit Tony Pollard late 2 weeks ago, out of bounds. And now this incident. We're not even talking about the Tom Brady choking him or whatever the case may be. We're just talking about these 3 instances, including the hit on Trevor Lawrence on Sunday, right? So I said, the Tony Pollard one, I can give you. Azeez even said, hey, I was wrong for that. He said, that's on me because I lost field of depth and I'd seen him running. I just didn't look down and see where he was. I just saw a running back that was running. So I hit him. That's on me. That's why he got it. One of the reasons he got fined is because he hit him late. And as he said, hey, look, man, that's on me. I could have done better, right? So that I'll give you that, right? So we can mark that down as, yeah, Azeez was wrong. Where I have the issue and the problem with is when we talk about week 2, right? Did he throw a punch? Yes, he did on the sideline. After hitting Caleb Williams, who was still in bounds, it was still a legal hit. After hitting him on the sideline, on the Chicago Bears sideline, after hitting him, he got into a skirmish on their sideline and he threw a punch, right? Was he suspended? No, he was not suspended. Did he break a rule? Yes. But this is where context is lost. He didn't just run to the Chicago Bears sideline and start throwing a punch. They surrounded him. And as they're surrounding him and coming closer and closer, he threw the punch. That's a rule. That's breaking the rule, right? You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that according to the letter of the law of the NFL. What I feel like some of the people who make these decisions looked and said, "Yeah," but they put him in an uncompromising position because they started to surround him. There was nobody really over there to help him at the time, and you had players who were on the sideline coming at him. You had people like the trainers and ball boys and ball people, excuse me, uh, pause. You had people coming towards him and surrounding him. And so he threw a punch. Hey, look, we're going to give you a hefty fine because you did break the rule. You cannot throw a punch. We're not going to suspend you, right? And so if I'm going to say, hey, you put that one over here, Tony Pollard, you were wrong. We're going to have to put this Roschon Johnson punch over here as okay. We understand. We understand. We're going to fine you. We understand. So my colleague could not understand that. My colleague could not understand what I was saying. His whole thing was, but he threw a punch. He threw a punch. He broke the rule. He threw a punch. I said, let's look at the existential. I'm sorry. Let's look at the circumstances surrounding why he threw the punch. He didn't run to the sideline and swing on somebody. He swung on somebody after things started to happen. He swung in a defensive manner. I'm not giving Azeez a pass for throwing the punch. He broke the rule, but I can understand because of the circumstances. And no matter what he got on, the pads and the helmet and this, that, and the other, he still was being surrounded by players that weren't his teammates, by people who work for the Chicago Bears organization, started to surround him, right? So, with that being said, I told my colleague, you got to look at the circumstances, right? And he's like, no, he broke the rule. Okay, hold on. He broke the rule. I got it. Here we go. He broke the rule. I got it. Your wife calls you right now and says, hey, I've been in an accident. I'm headed to the emergency room. And you have to leave from NRG and get to the Woodlands. Your wife, or you know what? I didn't say that. No, I said you get a phone call that your wife is being rushed to the hospital right now in an emergency manner. What are you going to do? I said, are you going to speed to the hospital, or are you going to drive the speed limit? He said, Sarge, I'm going to speed to get there because my wife is in the emergency room. I said, but isn't speeding breaking the rule? Isn't that breaking the law? And he looked at me. I said, so you're breaking the law, but there's a reason why you're breaking the law, right? So if the police pulls you over and says you were speeding, and you say, well, I'm trying to get to the hospital because I got a phone call that my wife is headed to the emergency room, then it's left up to that police officer to whether or not he wants to enforce the rule. If he wants to enforce the law. Because by the letter of the law, you were speeding. No matter what the circumstances is, no matter what the circumstances are, you broke the law. You were speeding. But what you tell him is, and now it's left up to him on whether or not he wants to give you a ticket or a warning or help you get to the hospital. Is there circumstances in which you broke the law? So now he's looking at me crazy. Well, Sarge, you do have a point. Yeah, I had a point before I started when I kept trying to tell you that there's reasons why Azeez threw the punch. And it was left up to the NFL on whether or not they wanted to suspend him. They looked at the circumstances. Just like if you get caught speeding trying to head to the emergency room because your wife's in the emergency room, the police officer can look at it and say, well, you did break the law, but there's a reason why you broke the law. I digress. The Pollard hit, yes. The Roschon Johnson punch, Iffy. The late hit or the hard hit or whatever they're calling that on Trevor Lawrence, and it was wrong. I will say that. I said what I mean by it's wrong is Azeez should have gotten a personal foul, should have gotten ejected. He should be suspended 1 game, but he suspended 3 games. And John Runyon, according to John Runyon, he said, for repeated violations of rules intended to protect the health and safety of players and promote sportsmanship, right? Okay, so cool. I got it. Cool. I got it. Former NFL player John Runyon turned congressman. I got that part, right? This is the part that pissed me off right here. And what I mean by piss me off is because I hate hypocrisy. I hate it with a passion. I hate hypocrites. Stand on what the you believe in. Stand 10 toes down on what you say. Don't wishy-wash. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Be wrong. If you're wrong, be wrong. You're right, be right. Everybody who knows me knows. Hey, look, I stand 10 toes down on everything I say. I don't put out things on social media that I don't believe when I'm talking about when I'm giving my opinion or my take. When I'm putting that out, that ain't for clicks, likes, or retweets. I don't get paid by that. I don't get paid by the click, like, retweets, comments. I don't get paid by that. When it comes to my social media stuff, when it comes to my opinions and my takes, that's why I stand 10 toes down on it. Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, I said it, I believe it, I stand on it. And if I'm wrong, I don't have a problem saying, hey, man, I'm wrong. But I don't like being no fucking hypocrite. I don't like hypocrisy. I'm not saying that I've never been a hypocrite. Hell, I'm not saying that I may not have some hypocritical moments. But that don't mean I can't hate it. I do not like hypocrites. And what I mean by hypocrites is this. Your lack of sportsmanship and respect for the game of football and all those who play, coach, and enjoy watching it is troubling and does not reflect the core values of the NFL. Your continued disregard for the NFL playing rules puts the health and safety of both you and your opponents in jeopardy and will not be tolerated. Hold on. That's the part that got me. Will not be tolerated. You, John Runyon, will not be tolerated. This is what you said, right? You, John Runyon, you, former NFL player John Runyon. Hold on, let me just ask a question. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hey, John Runyon, is this you? In 2006, Sports Illustrated Players Poll, that means your colleagues. That means that the individuals that play in the league with you at the time. You, John Runyon, in 2006, they voted you the second dirtiest player in the NFL. You, the second. This ain't fans. Hold on. Something ain't right. Y'all give me a second. I think I know exactly what it is, too. Because my screen keep freezing. Is that better? I think that's better. We moving. Okay. You, John Runyon, your colleagues, your co-workers said you were the second dirtiest player behind Rodney Harrison and tied with Joey Porter. Joey Porter? You know the kind of reputation Joey Porter has as being a player? What? You were voted, you were voted by your colleagues the second dirtiest player in the NFL. That's you, right, John Runyon? Listen. Go on social media right now, John Runyon, and look at all the people that are sharing your dirty plays. Will not be tolerated. Oh, but it was tolerated during your time, though, right? That's the one thing that pisses me off about him and like Troy Vincent and some of these other players that sit in the league office and you say, hey, man, I get it. I got it. You're on the other side now. Your check comes from the NFL, and you see the amount of money that Roger Goodell makes, and you want a piece of that too. So you make the money too. So you're like, okay, you're working for the league office now. But did you just forget that you played the game? Did you forget that you played the game? I'm not saying that Azeez Al-Shaair shouldn't have been suspended, John Runyon, but 3 games, 3 games. You're trying to make an example out of him. Will not be tolerated. Hey, so look, 2006, you were voted the dirtiest player in the NFL, second dirtiest player in the NFL, right? Would not be tolerated, even though your colleagues said you were by far the worst. But I could see why they would name you the second dirtiest player in the NFL in 2006. Because let me take you back. Listen, y'all know how I do it right here on Sports Talk with Big Star Show. I stumbled across a photograph. It kind of made me laugh. It took me way back down memory lane. One of the reasons why they voted you the second dirtiest player in 2006 was because of, one of the things, just one of the things that you did in 2005. In 2005, you held Chargers linebacker Sean Merriman down when he was trying to chase a play. So you held him while he was trying to chase a play downfield. You held him, and then when nobody was looking, you threw him to the ground. While he's trying to chase the play, you grab him and you throw him to the ground. That's not dirty? That's not dirty. Oh, hold on. I got it. In your day, that was just considered football, right? That was just considered football. That was in 2005. And your image didn't clean up because in 2006, what happened? They said, you dirty, bro. You're dirty. Will not be tolerated. That probably would have come off better coming from somebody outside of you or Troy Vincent or Roger Goodell. Like that would have come across like maybe somebody. Do you have an assistant? Maybe your assistant should have put this statement out. Maybe your assistant. They don't got no assistant. You don't have no assistant that has the power to write on your behalf. Because you talking about it will not be tolerated. Mr. Leg Whip, you who like to leg whip people, you who constantly straddled the line as far as hitting people late, you, John Runyon, you will not be tolerated. Because see, the hypocritical part is me saying Azeez should not be suspended. I'm not saying that he should have been suspended, but 3 games is a lot. And not only that, when you go back, of course, it's going to look terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. See, I expect some of these media members who never played the game, right? Who's never played the game. I expect some of them to say what they're saying. Some of these fans who's never played the game on the NFL level, I expect them to say some things. Some of these fans who are not around NFL players on a consistent basis, I would understand. I understand, not I would. I understand by them saying, hey, it was dirty. I watched it in slow motion. I understand those people. But you know what it's like to be on the field moving at that rate of speed, at that amount of speed, and how hard it is to stop. Now, I understand you're a big guy. You ain't ever got up to the speed that Azeez can get up to. Never gotten up to the speed that Trevor Lawrence has gotten up to. And I'm not fat shaming you. I'm just fact shaming you. You can't build up the amount of speed that Azeez Al-Shaair can coming downhill. You can't do that. I don't even think you could do it rolling down a hill. But with that being said, you play with and against a lot of people who can. And so I get the suspension. Suspend him, of course. But 3 games? So if that's the case, right? And I just want to stay right here. I don't want to talk about anything else. I just want to stay right here. If these defenders are going to be suspended like that for the hits, like what Azeez did to Trevor, right? What Al-Shaair did to Lawrence, if they're going to be suspended for those type of actions, then what's going to happen to the quarterbacks? Where is this proposed rule about the quarterbacks being penalized for sliding late or fake sliding? Where's that rule at? That's what I want to see. I want to see some type of rhetoric. I want to see some type of memo saying that the league has looked into what these quarterbacks are doing, and we're going to take action at the next owners meeting. We're going to take action at the next rule committee meeting. We're going to take action on quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes. We're going to take action on quarterbacks like Trevor Lawrence. We're going to take action on quarterbacks like Josh Allen. These people who have in the past faked and still picked up more yards while the defender backed up. If we're keeping it a buck, right? If you're trying not to be a hypocrite, then that's what you'll do. That's exactly what you'll do. You'll look into it, you'll say, okay, look, we understand these defenders, and especially at that rate of speed, all right, we're going to level out the playing field. If you really want, if you really want, and I know you don't, because the quarterbacks drive the ratings. The quarterback drives everything. You have made it to a point to where quarterbacks, no matter, listen, side note, I done got hot. Side note, you've made a position like the quarterback position so affluent, so high, that people look at running backs like they ain't shit. That people look at running backs like that they have no value. And you got Saquon Barkley, who plays for your former team, that's about to break a record, and he should be MVP. But there's some way the NFL is going to find a way to circumvent that thing and give it to Josh Allen. Hey, man, the Bills and Josh, look at what Josh Allen is doing this year. What? Look at what the running backs are doing. Look at what Saquon is doing. Look at what Derrick Henry is doing. Y'all have pumped up the quarterback position so much that you made wide receivers obsolete. They're second tier. Hey, man, we're not paying that much for a wide receiver. Hey, man, we're not paying that much for a running back. We're not paying that much. But you give Trevor Lawrence how much money? What has Trevor Lawrence done? You give him that amount of money. There is a lot of bad quarterback play in the NFL, and y'all steady pump the Aaron Rodgers. I don't give a damn what he used to be. What is he now? But you still put Aaron Rodgers in primetime games. What? Matthew Stafford is a former shell of himself. And you still pump up Dak Prescott, the quarterback that I have that's on the team that I have loved since 1975. It's horrible. But ESPN talks about him still consistently. There are only a handful of great NFL quarterbacks playing right now. But if you let the NFL tell it, all of them are great. All of them are good. All of them should be the star of the team. And it's just not true. For as much as I like watching C.J. Stroud for the Houston Texans, and I do believe that he's a franchise quarterback, this season, I can't say that C.J.'s the star of the team. If I'm going to say anybody's a star of the team, I'm going to say it's probably Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. C.J. not the star. He's not having a terrible year, but he's not having what he used to have. But Danielle Hunter is having a great season. Will Anderson Jr. is having a great season. Those two should be considered for all pros. But let the NFL tell it, quarterbacks. So I get that part, but that's the hypocrisy of it. So if you really want to stand out, right? You really, really, really want to stand out, level the playing field. Are we not? So we don't. You know what? I'm about to make my own damn self sound stupid. Because I was gonna say, hey man, because what about the competition? But then I realized that the NFL isn't about competition anymore. The NFL is about entertainment. That's why you're watching games on Amazon Prime. That's why you're going to watch the Houston Texans play on Christmas Day against the Baltimore Ravens on Netflix, followed by I'm sorry, not followed by, but at halftime, an amazing show that's going to be put out by the Queen. Hey, y'all know I'm a Beyonce fan. I'm not shying away from that. Y'all know I love me some Beyonce. I do. I love me some Beyonce. Yes. You're getting that halftime show. It's a production. The NFL is a production now. It's not about competition. But if you really wanted it to be a competition, then you would level the playing field as far as with the quarterbacks and with the defenders. Y'all know how we do it over here. Before I get to my next and my last point, I'm going to hop into these comments. I love that y'all be in these comments, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. What's up, Derek? Exactly. I'm gonna say it. T-Law gonna wind up getting more of these hits because he tries to do too much on second down, hurt himself in the last two games, the same ish. Of course. Look, let me take this down for a second. Tua Tagovailoa is the same way. He took jujitsu classes. He took martial arts classes to learn how to fall down, because he doesn't know how to fall down. And when he suffered a concussion this season, that was him. He did that. Now, of course, they were going to try to find a way to blame it on somebody else, but I mean, you know how that go. Me too, David. Yep. Let me get down to some more there. Yeah. I won't believe Harris is back until I see him on the field actually playing. Yeah. Hey, we're going to get the same answer today from Nick Casario that we got from D'Amico Ryans on Monday about Christian Harris. Bravo to Coach D'Amico standing up for Azeez and all that. The defensive players in the league. Great to see back up his team and all other teams on defense. Yep. Exactly, Tori. Yep. Oh man, I appreciate that. Marcus, let's see, text on there. He didn't even hit him in the head, then he didn't start the fight. And that's what I think, like AD said on yesterday. Where is AD? What's up? Don Key. Yep. Yep. Hold on. I'm just trying to get to some more of these comments. Ryan was one of the dirtiest players in the league at one time. Yes, they got him. Joseph, yes, but he's a changed man now. I'm gonna hop down into some more of these. Crazy because the same hit would have been an official NFL hardest hits mixtape 10 years ago. Yes, yes, yes. But I get it though, because times change, things change, and we can't sound like the get off my lawn guy. We can't sound like I hate these new computers. I just want a typewriter. We can't say I missed a bag phone or a flip phone. I got a prime code phone with 4,000 minutes. Sorry, y'all. I'm so Houston. I'm sorry. I'm just so Houston. See what Joseph. This is a violent sport even now. By taking one of those regular, T-Law was stupid for putting himself in danger. Exactly. It's a contact sport. Big hits, injuries, etc. is going to happen. I got a play sent to me last night. I didn't even see it during the Denver Broncos Cleveland Browns game where Jameis Winston took a big hit, right? Let's see what's up, D Skills. The game isn't as soft as people act like it is. There are protections for players, but there are still hard hits happening. Wide receiving and running backs get laid out every week, but the quarterback can't get touched. The quarterback can't get touched. Let me see. Bill fans are starting to cry because Azeez shut down their quarterback. Hold on for a second. He used to do some of the dirtiest stuff I've ever seen. John McClain was washing Amy feet during that time, so he missed them plays. Oh my God, Texans underground. Boy, y'all are being brutal today. Y'all want them, huh? The Ryan Clark comment is the one that threw me off. Like, bro, I've watched you since high school in New Orleans up to LSU. Yes. That's why I didn't understand either. It's like Ryan Clark, like, bro, like, and you played, like, didn't he play with Troy Polamalu and Joey Porter? Got it. Let me see. Let me hop down. Here. But we had to pay Daniel Jones, Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence. Exactly. Right. When it comes to these below average quarterbacks being overpaid and overhyped, yes, exactly. You're gonna be in section 130, so you don't have to. Alexa say, I'm gonna be at the game. Hey, I'm gonna be there too. I might be in section 130. Tay, what's up? This suspension is definitely trying to protect individuals who are reckless and don't protect themselves most of the time. People are complaining about the forearm. What was it supposed to do? Lead with head, feet, crossbody, frog splash. Yes. Oh man, I love y'all. Even the ones who don't like me. John Runyon wrote the letter. Screw John Runyon. He was known for deliberately playing dirty. He was proud of it. Now he wants to act holier than now. Exactly. If they want to watch wrestling, go watch soccer. What's up, Unc? They are, yeah. What's going on, Unc? I vote for the frog splash. All right, so let me get up out of here because y'all know I got to give y'all. We got to go hear what General Manager Nick Caserio is going to say about this suspension, because I know he's definitely going to be asked about it. And so before I get out of here, I got one more thing I need to say. So y'all know, if you're a supporter, if you've been a long-time supporter of the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show, Sports Talk with Big Sarge podcast, Sports Talk with Big Sarge radio show, you know I do this thing where we're called lazy journalism. I just can't I can't do lazy journalism. I it just bothers me. I just wanted to see RG3 Cram Newton. That's the motherfucking tweet of the day. That's the comment of the day. Yes. DeMonte Magic, yes. Listen, please tell me I have your permission to regurgitate this take. Please give me permission to, and I want to make sure. Please give me the permission to regurgitate this take, because it is an amazing one. Yes. Press conference is at 11 o'clock. Please, DeMonte, give me permission to do that. So lazy journalism, right? And listen, let me take the fans out of it. I want to take the fans out of it for just 1 second. And I'm going to strictly focus on media members, right? Because journalists are part of the media. So that's why I call it lazy journalism. It's just lazy journalism, lazy takes for ratings. This is what I don't like. But if Trevor Lawrence was CJ, the reaction would be different. If Trevor Lawrence was CJ, I heard that on the radio airwaves. I've seen it on media members' social medias. I've had takes sent to me by media members that said, but if it had been CJ, it'd have been different. the Texans fans would have been an uproar. Now, Texans fans, Jaguar fans, y'all stay out of it just 1 second. I need to talk to my colleagues real quick. Stay out of. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Just hold on 1 second. Let me talk to them. Hey, that's lazy, and that's a lazy take. And the reason why that's a lazy take, the reason why, if you're Jacksonville media, you're mad at you're mad because of the hit, which rightfully so you do. But to say if that would have been CJ, if you're part of the Houston local media who thinks that Azeez took a dirty, cheap shot at Trevor Lawrence, and you're trying to prove your point, and you're saying, but what if that would have been CJ, right? That's lazy. And let me tell you why I was lazy. All right. You see, I got my hands up, right? So now I'm going to put my hands down, and now I'm going to bring the fans back into it. Bring the fans back into it. Y'all come on, gather around. Let's talk. And we're going to use this instance. We're just going to use this case. So Texans fans, Jaguar fans, come here for a second. Let's just listen. Let me talk to the Jacksonville Jaguar fans first. And you have every right to be upset at Azeez Al-Shaair. You have every right to be upset. Trevor Lawrence is your quarterback. Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback of the team you root for. If you're a Jacksonville Jaguar fan, if you're not upset at Azeez, if you're not upset at what Azeez did, then are you really a fan? If that's your team, if Jacksonville is your team, then you should scream to the high heavens on how pissed you are about what Azeez did to Trevor Lawrence. I don't have an issue with that. You're a fan, which is short for fanatic in a good way. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm not trying to degrade you or belittle you. What I'm saying is, if you're a fanatic of the Jacksonville Jaguars, you should be pissed off. You should be highly upset. Even look, I know I said what I said about, at the end of the season, y'all gonna be getting ready to hire a new coach while the Texans are getting ready for the playoffs. Hey, look, you should be pissed off at that too. You should come at me. You should come at me if that's your team. But your media members, you're a little bit different, right? Unless you're a media member who's a fan. And now we got a kind of there's a hypocritical thing. We talked about hypocrisy. I ain't got time to teach you right now. I got somewhere to be, but just DM me at Big Star Sports with the Z at the end on the app formerly known as Twitter, and I'll send you my rate sheet. I'll send you how much I'm paid per hour to train you on how to remove yourself and not be a hypocrite and just report what you see. When you're using your opinion as a media member, then you should make that known. Because some of the people who listen to you, they think what you're saying is fact, because a lot of times you all lie to them and say, hey, I'm in the locker rooms, I'm this, that, and other, and you're not. You're regurgitating the takes. You're regurgitating the takes and the tweets and the Instagram posts from people who are actually boots on ground. So when you say it, media members, there's a difference. So if you're a Jacksonville Jaguar fan, be pissed. On the flip side, and this is the problem that I have, when they say, but if it was CJ, you goddamn right they'll be mad if it was CJ. They're Texans fans. They are Texans fanatics. And if it happened to CJ, the quarterback of their team, of course they would be mad. That's how that works. Jacksonville fans are mad because that's their team. Texas fans would be mad because that's their team. That's the laziest effing take I've ever heard. Oh, well, I mean, if that was CJ, though, if it was CJ, y'all would be all this, that, and nothing. You're right. If it was CJ, yes, they would be. And they would have every right to be because they're fans of the team. I'm not mad at Jacksonville fans for being mad at Azeez. Just like if the roles was reversed and CJ got hit like that, I wouldn't be mad at Texans fans because that's their team. How in the hell can you make the lazy ass take if you're in the media? That's stupid. Of course, a fan is going to be mad. Fans get mad when Texans fans got mad the other day because they didn't call the pass interference penalty on the Jacksonville Jaguar defender who was holding Tank Dell on the long pass from CJ to Tank. They was mad. They was pissed. They got every right to be. It was a pass interference, and that's their team. Anybody who roots for a team is always going to be mad at an opponent for anything that they do to their team. So stop saying if that was CJ, you would be acting different. No, you'd be acting the exact same way. No, if that was CJ, then you would see it totally different. No, we see it the exact same way Jacksonville fans see it. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. If that was Dak Prescott, I'd feel the exact same way. You know who feel the exact same way? Cincinnati Bengals fans if that was Joe Burrow. You know who feel the exact same way? Indianapolis Colts fans if that was Anthony Richardson. You know who'd feel the exact same way? Baltimore Ravens fans if that was Lamar Jackson. Buffalo Bills fans if that was Josh Allen. Miami Dolphins fans if that was Tua Tagovailoa. Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans if that was now his name just slipped my mind just that quick. The Heisman Trophy winner that's playing in 2 or 3 different places. That's the quarterback for the Bucs now. God dang it. Baker Mayfield. What are we talking about here? Denver Broncos fans will be just as pissed if that was Bo Nix. Minnesota Vikings fans will be pissed if that was Sam Darnold. Detroit Lions fans will be mad if that was Jared Goff. Seattle Seahawks fans will be mad if that was Geno Smith. San Francisco 49ers fans will be mad if that was Brock Purdy. Arizona Cardinals fans will be mad if that was Kyler Murray. Philadelphia Eagles fans will be mad if that was Jalen Hurts. Washington Commanders fans will be mad if that was... Now, why did the rookie just slip my mind? What's his name, y'all? What's the quarterback's name? Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, right? Jaden Daniels. It's Daniels. I know it's Daniels, but his name just slipped my mind. So what are we talking about here? Jaden Daniels. Yeah, I thought this was. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Of course, fans are going to be mad if that happens to their quarterback. And because you can't properly articulate your point, because you can't properly articulate and opine on your take, you're saying, well, you can't say that Trevor Lawrence slid late because that'd have been CJ. Of course. You're right. You are right. You see how pissed Chicago Bears fans was when Azeez legally hit Caleb Williams? Do you see how upset Chicago Bears fans were? And they have every right to be. That's their quarterback. So what are we talking about here? That's lazy effing journalism. Stop saying that. Stop using that. Captain Obvious. Captain Obvious. Stop saying if that was CJ. Yes. If it was CJ, Texans fans would have lit up the phone lines at the radio stations. Texans fans would have blew up social media. And I'm talking about Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Threads, Black Planet. What's the one that had Tom? What was the one before? Dang it! Now I don't know why I keep losing my mind. What was the one that had Tom? MySpace. That's what it was. MySpace. Texas fans would have blew all that shit up. And because you're in Texas and because you're in Houston, you would have heard it. Just like you heard Texas fans like, I mean, we get it. We understand. I mean, Trevor could have slid a little bit earlier, but he didn't. So Azeez hit him, and we get it. We're just not as outraged. How in the hell do you want the Texas fans to be outraged about something that happened to to Jacksonville's quarterback? How you want them to be outraged? You can't expect them to be outraged about an opponent's player. And if the roles was reversed, would you expect Jacksonville? Let me tell you something. Media members. You know how some people in the division, and what I mean by the division, the AFC South, you know how some of them acted when Tank Dell got shot? When Tank Dell got shot, do y'all remember how they acted? Some of them from other fan bases in the AFC South, they ain't show no compassion. They didn't have no sympathy for Tank. They were hoping he was out for the whole year because that gives their team a competitive edge because that takes a player away from the Texans. I don't think any Texans fan wanted to see Trevor Lawrence get hurt. But by the same token, hey man, if he's out the game, that gives us a competitive edge. They're not going to be outraged by that. They're not going to be outraged by the opposing team's player being hurt. Do they want to see Trevor Lawrence have brain damage? No. Do they want to see him suffer a concussion? No. But why would you expect them to have compassion for an opposing player's team? That's stupid. And that's dumb. All right, y'all got to get ready to get up out of here. Let me read some of these comments. Where we at? So, cause I'm me, I'm going to have to go back and look and see how many times Al-Shaair has been suspended in his NFL career. Big fat 0 times for being a dirty player. 0 sure seems like a lot. Exactly. It's not that they give a damn about Trevor Lawrence, it's because they are scared of what the Texans will do to their quarterback next. We finally get a linebacker who can stop scrambling quarterbacks like Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, and they ban him from playing them. Nobody said anything when CJ got concussed last year when he got his head drove into the ground. Then what about CJ comments are all in poor faith. CJ knows how to protect himself. I never seen CJ slide. CJ even said that the one thing that made him make sure he got out of bounds is that he took a hard hit. I forgot who it was, but somebody hit him hard last season. And while he was in bounds, he said, "No, I'm going to learn how to get out of bounds." They're doing Anthony Richardson the same way as RG3 and Lamar. The thought process of, oh, he can take the hit. Exactly. I would be pissed at CJ for running over 15 yards full speed into their waiting linebacker. Yep. I have a question, Big Sarge. I would like to see Nico do more double moves like Andre did. Hey, maybe that's coming. I'll ask after the bye week, though. That's a good question, Conscious. Why are the Bills fans crying out? Yep. But Brian Branch could hit with his helmet every play with no suspension. Yep. Let me see. No, those Jags fans talking a whole another level. I ain't never seen Texans fans do this. Hey, doxing this man, talking about his faith, talking about his family, all that. I'm like, well, I mean, I guess you do have that time since your team is 2-10. So, yep. Let me see. Let me get down here and see. Yep. Christian Mingle. Snapchat. Hold on, wait. Y'all remember I was talking about all of them? He talking about they put it on Snapchat. Christian Mingle. See, Marcus, it's better when you sober. The Jags were praying for Goldilocks to sit the season out, not happy with how the wishes were answered. Hey, I'm just saying. They think T Law is Derrick Rose or something. We don't like him like that. It is very interesting to see media people talking about things they saw when I know for a fact they haven't been in the stadium all season. Hey, hold on. If anybody know D Skills, know. D Skills knows. That's all I'm gonna say. D Skills know. He know. That's a great take. We're gonna talk about that. Hey man, y'all. Hey, can somebody please write this down so we can come back and talk about some of these things? Cause hey, yes, you're right, Larry. He deserves suspension, but 3 games is excessive. Yup. Yup. Deke Jones says he deserved it. It was a dirty play, and he's done stuff like that before. He's lucky it's only 3 games. What has he done like that before, Deke? Can you don't just let me tell you something about sports talk with Big Sarge, right? I have highly intelligent supporters who will act ignorant if you provoke them. So you can't just come in here and talk reckless and not have no receipts and no facts. Tell and Stick now, you said he deserved it. It was a dirty play. He's done stuff like this before. Give us an example of a hit like this. Because you're late. We've already talked about the other stuff. You're late. So don't come up in here, strolling up in here late, and then trying to get your takes off like ain't nobody finna check you for them. They'll check you in here. And if you don't like it, hey, bro, hey, I said thank you for joining. And if I never see you again, I'm cool with that too. May God bless you. If you believe in God or whatever higher power you believe in, may he continue, may that power continue to bless you and keep you from harm and danger. Let me see. Oh yeah. Hey, we about to get Deke up out the paint, y'all. Alexis, I don't know who told you your opinion mattered, but you can leave if you don't like what I have to say. No, my guy. Hey, guess what? No, you're going to leave. Deke, you're leaving, not Alexis. You're leaving, my guy. And we ain't gotta worry about Deke no more. You're leaving. Ain't no effing way you finna come up here and try to talk to Alexis like that. No way. No way. Alexis A1 from day one. We don't play them games. Hey, that yeah, he better come in on another username. He better come in and look. I didn't even give y'all a chance to tear him up like that. Huh. Wait. This ain't Deke your booty hole echoes. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Hey, you know what? That might have been your burner, Corey, for real. That could have been your burner. I don't. You're gonna have to give me more context. Hold on. God dang on right. So it's like D'Amico looking out for his people. You are right. You are right. Deke, this is our safe space, my boy. All right, y'all got to get up out of here. Y'all not got to get over here because Nick is going to start at 11. He's going to be sitting at the table at 10:58, getting ready, waiting on them to start. But wait, hold on. Well, hold on hold on. He called you out your name. I didn't get to that part of the comments. I just seen him say something about Alexis, who said you could say something, and me, Negro. I don't want to use the N word because I know some people are sensitive to that. I got that part. Me, I say that. This is sports talk with Big Sarge. I say you can't talk to Alexis like that. Well, you ain't lost your mind. Get your ass up out of here. You see this boy? You hold on. You see this, my boy? You see this? You see this, my boy? All day, every day, we rep this. Stop it. Don't come to H-Town with that. Don't come to H-Town with that. Oh yeah, he gone. He banned. He banned. He out of here. We ain't gonna see Deke the Freak or whatever his name was on Fleek or whatever his name was. I feel cleansed. This is a safe space. We've had fun today. But tomorrow though, we got to talk about this man at the gym going on dates, him and his wife going on dates with his ex, with his wife's ex-husband. Because they co-parent, right? So the wife and the ex have a child together. So they go on trips together. And we got to talk about that tomorrow. I want to talk about that. We couldn't talk about it today because there was too many things we had to get to as far as the suspension was concerned and about the hypocrisy of John Runyon. I won't talk about that because let me say this before I go. Right? Before I go. No man ever wants to be reminded of another dude that his woman was with. Oh, let me put this down. Fault. Let me put this down. I almost fought my late wife's ex-husband for getting sideways out the mouth for saying some stuff like that. Especially if you got kids, that's going to be the constant reminder. If they had kids together, it's going to be a constant reminder. No man wants to remember all that. But anyway, Deke the Freak just mad because hold on, somebody said something. Hold on. I heard Steven had said this on his channel about D'Amico. I haven't personally watched it. I didn't hear it. I'll do some digging. I'll find out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to find out for you today, and then y'all come back and then we'll talk about it. Deke the Freak just mad because he in the little D club. Yep. What's good? We listen and we, you know what? Hold on. I tried to start a sport edition of that, but nobody caught on to it. So we're gonna do that here on Freestyle Friday. We listen and we don't judge. Sports take. Because mine was we listen and we don't judge. And my sports take, my sports take that would have you all judging me is that Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls team wouldn't have won 6 championships in this era. But Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors would have won 6 championships in the 90s. That team was built to win in any era. That Chicago Bulls team would not have won 6 championships in today's game. I'm just saying. I co-parent. I don't want to be reminded of someone else with my kids. Mom, we've had that discussion on it. Hey, we're gonna talk about it. Hey, let us know how that comes out, Marcus. Go find them for us. I gotta go. You've been tuned into the Sports Talk with Big Sar Show. I'm your host, Big Sar. Hold on, I got, you know what? That's how we go end the show. I'm gonna leave that right there. No, I gotta take it down. Yeah, I am gonna be late. Oh, he about to start. I gotta go. Been tuned to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge Show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. And make sure you're subscribed to the Locked On Texans podcast. New episode out right now. And to the Locked On Texans YouTube page. We'll be right back here on Wednesday. I'm trying to get Kelly Eco from New York Times Athletic to come on and talk some Rockets basketball. Them boys hooping. Big Sarge, I'm out.
Hard work.